It was finally time for Young Thug's lawyers to cross-examine the YSL Snitch, Trontavious Stevens. Thug's lawyer didn't hold back at all. Trontavious even began tearing up while on the stand, as first Young Thug's lawyer would go on to expose how Young Thug and Trontavious weren't even friends once Young Thug started making music as he moved out of the Cleveland area.
He separated from Cleveland Avenue because he was working, right?
I don't know what the reason was, but yeah, he went there.
And he was working at the same craft that he does today. He's a performer, right?
Yeah.
And you weren't with him, right?
Yeah.
He didn't put you on the lease, right?
No.
He didn't take you with him, right?
Right.
He didn't pay for you to get out of Cleveland Avenue, right?
Right.
In fact, he didn't do that for anybody there that you grew up with, right?
I know about me.
As next, Young Thug's lawyers would then make Trontavious get emotional, basically exposing him in front of everyone inside a court, as Trontavious Stevens wanted fast cash instead of working a real job for Young Thug.
And he offered you jobs like you can carry bags for the group when they tour, right? Tell the jury.
Yeah.
And he gave you opportunities to try, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but try to perform rap music in the studio, right?
Yes. It was an opportunity for me, man.
But you wanted the instant money like a theft, right?
Yeah. I wasn't trying to do none of that stuff, man.
I can't either.
I said I wasn't trying to do none of that stuff.
I don't know what you need. Just explain your answer better.
Yeah, yes, I want instant money, yeah.
And what Jeffrey was offering you is not, he wasn't just going to give you money, but he gave you opportunities to change your life, right?
Most definitely was an opportunity.
I couldn't
Yes,
hear
it
you.
was an opportunity.
Young Thug's lawyer here kind of made Trontavious Stevens a little angry. He has been hesitant to give any information on YSL thus far for the last week, but the way that Thug's lawyers worded all of the things he just asked him on the stand, I think it flipped a switch. As right after Young Thug's lawyer made him cry a little on the stand, a report would share Slug was asked to name the members of YSL.
Which of these defendants in this courtroom right now are members of YSL Young Slime Life?
All of them.
And by all of them, would you please call them by name?
Quay, Rod, other Quay, SB, and yeah.
You said Thug, so you do call Jeffrey Williams Thug?
Yeah.
Okay. And Yak, is that Diamante Kendrick?
Yes.
SB, is that Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
The two Quavies, is that Marquavius Huey?
Yes.
And Marvius Nichols?
Yes.
Lil Rod, is that Rodelius Ryan?
Yes.
All right.
As he didn't hesitate in the slightest, he began just listing off names of all of the YSL members that were inside of the courtroom. Now, this is funny as when you compare it to just last week, when he was also asked to name the members of YSL, he was very hesitant to do so.
I mean, are you gonna like tell them to stop, or like, is there a certain amount of people you need to name or anything?
Would you please just name some of them?
Just some of them?
So just name some people. All the ones you remember who were members of Rock.
Everyone?
Mr. Stevens. Would you please name the members of Rock Crew who were members while you were a member?
I probably wouldn't even be able to.
As I believe Young Thug's lawyer made him very angry, as also when Trontavious was just listing off all of the names of the YSL members in the courtroom with ease, the prosecutor mentioned that Trontavious does call Jeffrey Young Thug. This is very important because also just last week, it was mentioned in a report, what do you call Mr. Williams, aka Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug? To which he replied, I call him my brother.
Jeffrey Williams. Is that what you call Mr. Williams? Jeffrey Williams?
That's his name.
I understand. What do you call him?
Call him my brother.
What else?
Bruh.
What else?
Old. I don't know. I don't feel like I call him Young Thug. That's for like people who don't know him. I call him bruh or my brother. That's how I refer to him. Bruh or my brother.
Ever call him Slime?
I call him bruh or my brother.
As you just heard, he said that he only calls Young Thug his brother. He doesn't use his stage name because he believes that name is just for the fans. It really does seem as if Thug's lawyer aggravated Trontavious during the cross-examination by embarrassing him for basically wanting to take an easy route to getting money instead of working a real job, as Trontavious was not acting anything like he was last week, such as when he got the prosecutors really angry for his answer to one of their questions, which the question was, how old were you when you first joined YSL?
What year was it that you recall first being an active or being a member of Rock Crew? You said you were around a certain age. What year was that?
I will rule that objection.
That means you can answer.
I had to be in about 6th grade. So whatever, what you about 11 or 12 in the 6th grade?
Would you tell the jury what year you remember first becoming or being a member of Rock?
I'm kind of bad with math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED yet.
Let me ask you a different question while you count.
No, one thing at a time, sorry.
Okay.
As it truly seemed that he was either very nervous on the stand or he just didn't want to snitch on Young Thug in the first place, as he was making it seem as if he had absolutely no idea what was going on so well that the prosecutor turned his testimony into a math class, further embarrassing him inside of the courtroom.
Were you a member in 2010?
If I was in 6th grade, I'm trying to put what year I was in 6th grade.
How old were you in 2010?
I was trying to do my math.
Don't do the math, let me ask you this. What year were you born?
1993.
1993. So in 2013, was that an age of about 20? Do you agree?
2013.
Yep. 93, 2003 is
13,
10, 2013 is 20.
20.
Now we back up 3 years from 13, that puts us at 2010, which makes you about 17.
You're going too fast.
But Trontavious did seem as if he was doing his absolute best to not snitch on Young Thug at all. This was making the prosecutors angry, however, so they tried just making him admit that he's even in a street team by singling out one of the tattoos that was on his neck, as a report goes and reads, "In my body, my choice" moment in the Young Thug trial, as Trontavious Stevens, aka Slug, explains why he spelled can't with a K on his tattoo. He says, "Because it was my body and I wanted to do what I wanted to do with my body."
Why do you have it spelled with a K on the back of your neck?
Because it was my body and I wanted to do what I wanted to do with my body.
And you're entitled.
Right.
Is there any particular reason you chose to change the letter C to a letter K?
I wanted to seem original, so I initially got the initial quote from a movie called Law Abiding Citizens, and that phrase was an important part in the movie. So, and I didn't want people to think that's where I got it from, so I wanted it to seem original, like I thought of it.
However, we all know the real reason he didn't spell the word can't with a C and instead used a K. But with him not sharing much information, it was making the prosecutors angry, so they would just flat out ask him, what does the term snitching mean?
Mr. Stevens, what does snitching mean to you?
It doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm aware of the term that you, yes, I'm aware.
What is the meaning of the term? What's the definition?
It doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm aware of the term.
How are you aware of the term?
I've heard the term.
How do you understand the term to be used?
I really don't fully understand the term.
Ms. Love, this might be a stopping point at this point in time, okay?
As he claims the word snitching does not mean anything to him. It's very funny because the next talking point 10 minutes after that was Trontavious revealing that a gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is where YSL does all of their selling.
The gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL Associates sell.
Are your initials next to number 13?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to put your initials next to them?
No.
As with Trontavious getting into more serious evidence, finally, we would see Young Thug's lawyer trying to put a stop to it, objecting every statement he made. However, it just made the judge really angry.
This is testified.
I'm objecting at this point.
Hey, Mr. Harvey, we're not going to have any of that. I'll sustain your objection, okay? We're not going to be belligerent to one another. You can rephrase.
Yes,
Just please sit down, okay? I don't need any help from you, okay? All right, and there's no objection on the floor. So, all right?
My objection, Your Honor, to that last series is that the court, I would ask the court to allow the witness.
He's finished the statement. There's nothing else. If he asks to continue his statement, then fine. But sit down and stop interrupting, Mr. Matthews. Mr. Stevens, are you finished with your last response, or did you finish? Was there anything else you were going to say?
As not too long even after that, the judge would then have to yell at the prosecutors, asking them to stay out of his business.
Is there anything else at this point in time?
Your Honor, did your number 39?
Yo, would you stay out of my business, Miss Love?
Oh, well.
Stay out of my business.
Judge,
Look,
I'm sorry.
I've been doing this a long time. Yes, I have, yes. And if you really must know, she's going to reschedule her appointment to the week of the King holiday. You happy? No, you're not happy. But anyways, that's the explanation you're going to get. I'm on top of it. Okay. All right. Yes, Mr. Sharp.
As it truly seems as if no one in this court case is taking it serious at all. Everyone is joking around and it's making the judge extremely angry, which is why he had to announce inside a court he needs his service dog now to help him calm down.
Here behind me is this bell that starts jingling, all right? And if you hear a jingling sound like a bell, please don't think that I'm doing anything creepy up here, all right? I have a service dog behind me. His name is Jack. I think some of you may have seen him already. He lives the best life ever. He's pampered. He's really, and he is a Labrador Retriever. He's about almost 2.5, 3 years old at this point in time. So, but if you hear that bell, that's him moving around, all right? He doesn't bark. He rarely gets interested in what's going on, so he might come up here and look, but that's about it. All right? Don't bring him any food either, okay? All right? He is spoiled rotten. So please don't try and throw any food back here behind me or anything like that. He doesn't need anything else, okay? But if you hear that bell, hear that sound,